Hi guys! After the unboxing and assembly video of the 10-watt Falcon laser engraver from Creality, we will now show the test results and all the pros and cons. You want to know all the details? Then stay tuned! Hi guys, welcome back. My name is Rui and this is the Rui Raptor YouTube channel. If you want to help us out, you can by giving this video a like and subscribe to the channel. You can also help by joining our Patreon page or by clicking on any of the affiliate links posted below in the video description. So, not too long ago, we made a video with the Creality Falcon laser engraver, and where we show the unboxing and detailed assembly. If you haven't seen that video yet, check the link below in the description. In this video, we will show the tests we have made and all the pros and cons. But before we start with the tests, let's quickly talk about the specs. Creality has two different Falcon models. One is equipped with a 5-watt laser and the other is equipped with a 10-watt laser. The one we have is the 10-watt model. This laser engraver has a working area of 400 by 415 millimeters. It can engrave and cut several materials as you will see in this video. At the front profile there is a small bubble level to help level the engraver. Also, on both X and Y axis profiles, there's a millimetric scale printed on them. The tool to adjust the laser focus distance is this block with 3 steps. This is actually a good tool because it will help to adjust for different material thicknesses. It can be connected to a computer or work offline by loading the file directly from a micro SD card. As for safety, the engraver is equipped with a gyroscope that can detect tilt, flip, or drop and stop the laser. In case this happens, the controller also triggers a buzzer to indicate the alarm. Also included is this laser shield. It's compatible with the most used programs such as Lightburn and Laser GRBL. On Creality's website, it's possible to get additional accessories such as the air assist, the feet to raise the engraver, a honeycomb, and a protective cover. Okay, now for the tests. We started some engravings on MDF wood. First we engraved this bunny. And then this image. Next, we tested engraving on cork. And finally, on stone. Then we tested cutting some different materials. Here we are cutting an EVA sheet. We also tested cutting felt. And 3mm thick MDF wood. Next, we wanted to test cutting some 10mm thick pine wood. Okay, so now let's talk about the results. The engravings done on MDF wood look pretty nice and the lines are well traced. Same as with the engraving on cork. It also did a great job engraving this design on stone. As for the cut tests, this laser cuts EVA and felt materials way too easy. For both the EVA and felt, the cuts were cleaned. Or in other words, the laser was able to cut without burning this sensitive material in just one pass. Cutting 3mm MDF wood was also a simple task for this laser. The cuts look very well made, even on very small areas. And with a bit of imagination, this is how this design looks like after being painted with permanent markers. It was also able to cut 10mm pine wood without too much effort. We also used the laser engraver to make some projects for Easter. One was this Easter tree, which was cut from a 3mm thick MDF board and later painted with permanent markers. The other project was this door sign. To do this, we cut a 4mm thick balsa board, a 3mm thick white MDF board, and some felt. We then added some small eggs and ladybugs that we found on a local store. So, what are the positive and negative aspects of this laser engraver? For the positive side, we have the engraving area is very generous, and it's 400mm by 415mm, and this allows us to create reasonable sized engravings and cuts. The laser head. The 10-watt laser works very well and has a very good performance. It's perfect for engraving and cutting different materials. The laser is also powerful enough to cut 10mm pine wood. The manufacturer provides the equipment's configuration file for light burn, which is always nice to have. At the manufacturer's website, we can find many great accessories that we can use with this engraver, such as the air assist module, the honeycomb platform, feet to raise the engraver, etc. The controller has an on and off switch. We know it's a bit weird to actually add such a simple thing on the list, but we have seen other engravers on the market that don't have this important component, and the only way to stop the equipment is to pull the power plug out. The scale printed on the X and Y axis are always nice to have. It's equipped with a bubble level. It's not mandatory to have the engraver 100% perfectly leveled. It's actually more important to have the material that you want to cut or engrave perfectly parallel with the laser itself to guarantee the same distance between the material and the laser, but still, it's nice to have. It comes with a 3-step focus tool, and this makes it easier to adjust the laser height according to the material thickness. As safety features, it includes a tilt sensor. This sensor can stop the laser if the engraver exceeds a certain angle of tilt. The height adjustment screws of the laser are easy to reach and operate. As for the negative points, we have: it does not come with the cable to connect the engraver to the computer. The connection is with a USB Type-C connector, and if the user does not have one of these cables laying around at home, he cannot use the engraver connected to the computer, which is a major disappointment. It does not include a flame sensor. It's equipped with only one Y-axis stepper motor. The engraver still runs nicely with only one stepper motor on the Y-axis, but it can't reach the same fast accelerations when compared with models that are equipped with 2 stepper motors. It's not equipped with Wi-Fi for wireless connection. So, what do you guys think about this laser engraver? Feel free to leave your comments below. And that's it, you guys. Hope you liked the video. We will see you guys next time. Bye!